Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I'm Nika and I make book related videos, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all my top 24 books for 2024 TBR list. So basically this is a list of the 24 books that I really want to get to in 2024. Essentially it is like a priority TBR list. So without further ado, I'm going to share them with you. These books are arranged in no particular order. They are very random. They are, however, of different genres. So keep an eye out. If you are looking for recommendations, you can get some from here because every book here is from a different genre. So I've tried to keep it as diverse as possible. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. The first book I have here is a really big chunky book, and this is Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Denford. Now this is actually a repeat from 2023. I wanted to get to this book in 2023 as well, but I couldn't. But in 2024 I hope to change that. So this book is a sapphic dark academia. It takes place in the present because this group of actors and actresses, they're trying to film a story within the campus of an old boarding school. And what they're shooting is basically the story of two girls who tragically died years ago. So it's like a story within a story. It's very, very interesting, and I have big hopes, high hopes for this book. And I also am hoping that I do have the courage to pick it up and finish it. So this is the first book. And then we have another repeat from 2023, and this is Babel by R.F. Kuang. Now this is a dark academia book that has a lot of discussion on colonialism, translation, language, the power of storytelling and all of that, and I have big hopes for this. This has also been lauded a lot on Instagram recently, so I've been seeing only good things about it, so I really want to check it out. And there's this really famous quote from here which I've seen everywhere, and it goes as, "An act of translation is always an act of betrayal." So yeah, really, really interesting. Then I swear this is the last repeat, okay, and this is Cursed Bunny by Bora Chung. Now this is a collection of short stories, and these are all very weird, very speculative fiction, funky kind of stories that I personally really, really love. So I have high hopes from this, and this collection was actually shortlisted for the 2022 International Booker Prize. So like you could say it's like 2 years old now, but I still haven't got around to reading it, but I definitely am. So I have really high hopes for this because I mean, if you have followed me for some time on this channel, you'll know that I really love the speculative fiction genre, and I really want to delve more into it. So that's that. Moving on, I also want to read some non-fiction, and that's why I have decided to pick up the Unabridged Journals of Sylvia Plath. Now I got this book in around, I think, October this year, that is in 2023, and I really want to get to it. However, this is a big book, so I don't think I'll get to it or I'll finish it within a month. So what I've done in my reading plan, reading goals and challenges, which is another video that I'll make sure to link somewhere here so that you can check it out. What I've done is that I have decided to read one big book every quarter. So basically I'll read this book over 3 months, and as such it will not be very it won't be very difficult for me. I won't be in tension all the time if I can read it or not. So that's that. Really high hopes for this one, and I mean it is going to be heavy content, so I don't want to rush through it either. So if you've read this book, let me know what you think. Moving on, let us pick up a manga. So this is Uzumaki by Junji Ito. I've heard a lot of good things about this. So basically, in a gist, this is about the strange happenings that start occurring in a town or a village after a strange spiral shape starts appearing everywhere. Now I have high hopes for this one, and since it's manga in a picture format, basically I do think I'll be able to get to it quickly. And this is this is for sure my first foray into horror manga. So I have high hopes of this one, and I'll let you know what I think about it for sure. Moving on, let's also read some poetry. That's why I have Night Sky with Exit Wounds. This is by Ocean Wong, and I have read Ocean Wong's On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous a couple of years ago now, and that was a fiction book. And it was so beautiful, so poetic. So if his fiction can be that good, imagine how the poetry is going to be, right? So that's why I have this book. Moving on, we have a couple of fantasy, sci-fi kind of thing. First up, we have Illumina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Now, this is book 1 in the whole Illumina Files trilogy, and basically this is a kind of sci-fi and fantasy story that takes place in an alternative universe, and it is all written in the form of different media. So you have emails, you have classified reports, you've got as you can see, pictures. I don't think it's going to be very clear, but these are all little pictures of different people, information. The media is really interesting, and I really have to I'm really excited for this book. Again, I think I am, to be honest, a bit intimidated because it's written in such a different, mix of different fonts. So I don't know if I'll understand it. I have a doubt about myself regarding that, but I'm gonna try, and I'll let you know what I think of it. Then I have another kind of dark academia fantasy book, which is Vita Nostra by Marina and Sergei Dyachenko. Now, basically in this book, we follow this girl who suddenly starts seeing this strange man who makes her do different tasks, and in exchange for doing that task, she gets a small gold coin. At the end of the summer, he tells her, now collect all of these gold coins that I have given you and go to this university, like educational institution, so that school kind of, so that you learn. And I'm assuming that she learns magic and all of that. So big hopes, high hopes for this one, because I've seen a lot of mixed reviews of this book on Instagram. So I don't know what to think about that. But next up, we have classic horror. This is Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House. The reason I'm picking this up is because I've watched the Netflix series and I really love it. I think it's executed really well. So I am excited to read the original and form my own thoughts and see how it goes, because I've heard that it's good. And if this one is something that I like, I might also try We Have Always Lived in the Castle, that book. Moving on, we have another sort of philosophical nonfiction, and that is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Now, this is a collection of spiritual thoughts and thoughts written by Marcus Aurelius, who was, I think, the only Roman emperor who wrote something like this, I think. So really wanted to read it. I've wanted to read it for a long time, and so many people have read it and I've had only good things to say about it. So I think I'm gonna try it and see for myself. I mean, half of the books that I'm picking up this time are books I want to check out, and of course you get my drift. Then I want to diversify my reading and make my Devanagari reading skills better. So I'm going to pick up Madhushala, which is poetry by Harivansh Rai Bachchan, who is also the father of Amitabh Bachchan, the famous Bollywood actor. So this is a beautiful collection, a beautiful poem. I think this is one long poem, if I'm not wrong, and I've heard many good things about this. I was introduced to this poem by a dear friend of mine, and since it's just a poem, I think I can do it. I think I can read the script. The last I read the script was in class 7. I had to study Hindi, basically, both reading and writing from classes 1. No, I had to start studying Hindi from class 2 until class 7. It was a compulsory thing. So that's that, and I really want to practice my Hindi more. So that's why I've picked it up. Then I have another non-fiction. This is Letters to a Young Poet by Raina Maria Rilke. This is basically a collection of letters that Rilke sends to a young guy who had previously sent him some of his work for basically checking, and he was asking him for some feedback. So this is a collection of letters that Rilke wrote to a young officer cadet, advising him on writing, love, sex, suffering, and the nature of advice itself. So I've heard a lot of good things about this, and it's quite short as well. This, by the way, this book and this book are books that I've borrowed from Bhavya, my friend, and I'm really grateful that she did lend them to me. So yeah. Moving on, I have another sci-fi book. This is Binti, the complete trilogy by Nnedi Okorafor, I think the name is. So this is interstellar sci-fi fiction. Basically, we follow this girl who is going from one planet to another to attend university because she's very clever and very intelligent. But on the way, her spaceship is attacked by some aliens, and now she is the only surviving person in that spaceship, and she has to survive until she reaches the destination. That's what I've gathered so far, but it's a trilogy and I am glad I have the whole omnibus, so I'll get to it very, very soon. Then I have some family drama I want to read. This is Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano. All I know is that this is sort of like a modern day retelling of Little Women. So there are elements of Little Women, the four sisters, and it's their story basically, life, I think. So yeah, that's all I know, and I am all for it because Little Women is one of my favorite classics, children's classics / classics of all time, and to read anything that has been inspired by it is always a yes for me. At least I can try, you know. So that's why I picked it up. Moving on, I have another kind of horror classic, and it is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Now this is a beautiful edition that I have. I got it and in a second-hand bookstore, I think. So yeah, I really want to read it. We basically follow an unnamed narrator as she goes to Mandalay with her newly wedded husband, but it turns out that the remains of the first wife is everywhere she goes in this new house. I mean, it's like she's not even dead. So I think everybody's heard about Rebecca. We had this new movie as well by Armie Hammer, and I forgot the girl's name. She's an amazing actress, I think. But anyway, this is the book. Really want to read it, and I have high hopes for it. I also want to read The Waves by Virginia Woolf. I've read snippets of this book in another book, I think a long time ago, but I still am so interested in this book that I really want to try it. However, that said, I'm going to read it only in the summer because I read Mrs. Dalloway in December and I already had seasonal depression and it was not a good time. So yeah, big hopes for this one. Then I am finally going to pick up Murakami. But scratch that, I actually read The Birthday Girl by Murakami this year, so I want to continue the streak and read an actual book, a fiction book, Norwegian Wood, this coming year. So I have high hopes for this. That said, I don't know anything about this book, but I have heard a lot of good reviews of this. So let me know what you think of this book if you've read it. Then I am also going to pick up Before We Say Goodbye, which is book 4 in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. I really love this series. I have been with these characters for 3 books so far. This is book 4 and I'm really invested. So I want to see where the story goes. This is basically about a cafe that helps you time travel and all the people associated with it. There is a set of fixed characters, the people who work there, but there is a revolving set of characters, like customers who appear. So I am excited for this. Moving on, I have another short story collection, and it is 19 Claws and a Blackbird by Augustina Basterica, who is also the author of 10 Days Tonight. Now, you guys know that I love speculative fiction. Anything weird or funky is something right up my alley. So I want to read this, and it has been said that this is an amazing work in contemporary horror. So, high hopes. Moving on, I also want to read Name Place Animal Thing by Daribha Lindam. Now, this is sort of a novella of interconnected stories following this young girl and her coming of age in Shillong, which is situated in Meghalaya, a northeastern state in India. Now my family, we always summer in Meghalaya, in Shillong, so this is a very close place to me and I really want to see this from the point of view of, let's say, a local writer. So high hopes for this book. Then we are at the end of the video. I have 2 books I want to share. So first we have is Famous Fives book 2. I read book 1, which is 5 on a Treasure Island this year, but in 2024 I really want to read 5 Go Adventuring Again, which is book 2. This book is really, it helps me relive my childhood, it grounds me, so I want to continue that. I want to read book 2 and then if time permits, again I'll go on to book 3. This is a compendium, it has books 1, 2 and 3 in it, so it's really great for me. The last book that I have to share with you all is Days at the Morisake Bookshop by Satoshi Agisawa. Now this is a book set in a bookstore and I recently have read another book of this sort, which was Welcome to the Hyunam Bookshop by Wong. Loved it. So I definitely want something more along those same lines. So this is the book that came to me at the right time. Really high hopes for this one, and yeah, I'll let you know what I think. If you have read any of these books, then please let me know what you think. And if you have any of these books in your TBR as well for 2024, don't forget to ping me so that maybe we can do a buddy read, reading sprints, all of that. Really excited for that. And yeah, that's it. That's the video. I am very happy if you stayed until the end, and I'll see you again very soon. Don't forget to like, comment and share if you haven't, and also subscribe if you haven't already. So yeah, I'll see you again very soon in another video. Until then, take care, peace out, bye.